Hey everybody, my name is Chris Cypert and I want to talk to you for a few minutes about smart choices from image-based decisional drills. That's Arlo the Ant, Smart Choices mascot. As you can probably guess, Smart Choices is a program specifically for kids, and really it's a program designed for parents to help parents educate their kids about physical and emotional dangers to them and help kids make better choices to help keep themselves safe. Now, a little bit of background. I am a dad of 4 kids. I've got twin 16-year-old boys, a 15-year-old daughter, and a 2-year-old boy. So, a broad dad experience across a number of years, and I'm fortunate to call Shelly and Brian Hill of Image-Based Decision Drills and The Complete Combatant as friends of mine. And a while back, Shelly and I were having discussions about various things that I was doing with my kids, including putting them through the image-based decisional drills flashcards, which are for adults and focused on self-defense, where you flip a card over and you have like 5 seconds to make the appropriate self-defense decision. And I was having my teenagers do that because as they explore their newfound freedom as teenagers, I didn't want them to go into town and run into a belligerent drunk person at a convenience store or truck stop and have never considered what to do in that situation. So, I would flip a card over and say, okay, you see this, what do you do? Let's talk about it. And Shelly thought that was pretty cool and used that to inform her creation of Smart Choices, which is for kids, toddler age to teenager, and everything in between. And it's an image deck of, I think 88 cards. So you have like a card of something potentially dangerous, like that's a match and fire. And then on the back side, you'll have some bullet points, which will not really like how to teach your kids, but ultimately you get to go through here and some of these cards are more appropriate and images are more appropriate for like toddler age kids and don't really apply to teenage kids and vice versa. And then some of them are universally applicable. For example, I mean, there's a couple in there about cyberbullying and my toddler doesn't care about cyberbullying. If somebody made fun of his belly online, he would just pick his nose and ask for a sucker. Doesn't care. Likewise, I don't have to tell my teenagers that fire is hot anymore. Just make sure they know the fire drill for our house. And so with these cards, what they really are more than anything else is just prompts to help the parents shore up any areas they haven't covered with their kids. Because the reality of it is, having raised 3 kids almost to adulthood and still potty training with the youngest one, we can't cover everything. Kids will always surprise you no matter how prepared you try to be. And so Shelly reached out to a whole bunch of really smart people, subject matter experts in safety and self-protection, and they said, hey, let's crowdsource and brainstorm on every physical and emotional danger you can think of to a kid. And let's be real, emotional danger, cyberbullying, overuse of social media, depression can be just as catastrophic for a kid as some of the physical dangers that are more straightforward. And so she reached out to a whole bunch of people and kind of created this comprehensive deck of cards that covers a whole gamut of things. And you, as the parent, you know your kids and your lifestyle better than anybody else. You get to go through these and say, hey, you know what? That's a topic we haven't touched on. Here's some ideas, but you ultimately get to decide how to communicate that, what method to teach, use to teach it. And there's some stuff in the instructional manual that give you some ideas, but ultimately you get to be the subject matter expert on your kids and your life and just use these prompts to be like, you know what? I do need to talk to them about that. And fortunately, I got a pack of Smart Choices pretty early, and I've been trying to use them. And I wanted to talk to you guys today about some stuff that I've been doing, and maybe give you some ideas and spur your creativity as well, so we can help keep our kids safe. Because ultimately, as parents, I think that's priority one, right? So, one of them that I put to use is this one right here. Now, other than unsecured cap and pills laying around, that's a pretty good representation of my medicine cabinet, which is to say I'm a veteran. I retired from the military, from the Army after 20 years, a year ago. So my joints are mostly gravel, and I've got a whole lot of medicines. I take a daily anti-inflammatory. So my toddler son loves to get ready with that. We brush our teeth together, comb our hair together. Back when I shaved, he and I would shave. I'd lather his face up, really cute. But he would observe me, popping my daily Mobic, my anti-inflammatory pill. And that's when I realized, like, crap, I need to get on top of this because we keep the caps on, we keep them out of reach, we do all the passive stuff, but life happens. So what if I, just life happens and I drop one and I don't hear it, it goes in the bath mat and poof, he sees one on the ground and says, oh, Dad takes these, I'm gonna take it. So looking at the back of the card, we look at, get parent guardian. So we turn it, we have a thing, we have a routine in our house. There's certain things that are only dad Okay, it might be firearms, knives, medication, fire. Fire's only mom, because mom will light candles around the house, and he knows that they're hot. We have a number of objects that are basically only dad or only mom, and we've conditioned him really strongly that if he spots an only dad or an only mom thing and he points it out, we make a big deal and clap and high five him and chest bump, and we bump foreheads. We call it noggin. That's our thing. And so he actually seems to seek out recognition and affirmation for spotting and pointing out only dad stuff more so than he does going and playing with only dad stuff. And so that's something that, medication became only dad stuff. We started, teaching through repetition with that. Yuck, like stomach pump, obviously that wouldn't be age appropriate. He doesn't know what pumping somebody's stomach means. So that's something you could explain to a middle school kid, but not a toddler. So yuck. Toddlers understand yuck. They explore the world, by sticking stuff in their mouth. So they understand yuck. So we teach them that it's yuck. So now we've got only dad and yuck. And then something else that I tried that was surprisingly effective was one day I had him hold out his hand. I put one of my little tablets in his hand, and I was ready to snatch it if he tried to take it. And I had him give me my pill. And, he put it on my tongue, I swallowed it, and he thought that was the coolest thing ever. It was like, yay. And every day, as part of the routine, he would give dad his medicine, and he thought that was awesome, and it made him feel helpful and useful. And so now he knows 3 things about medication. He knows that it's only dad, it's yuck, and I get to give dad his meds. So even if, I were to drop one unknowingly onto the floor in here, if we were to go over and visit a family member's house and we were to find a pill on the floor, I am 100% confident that he would run into the room wherever I was with that pill in his hand, interrupt me, and jam it into my mouth, which is absolutely preferable to him taking it himself. So that's definitely what I'm going for. Another one we've used, but we've gone about it in a different way, has been swimming pools. Obviously, terribly dangerous to small children, but I'm not going to talk, I'm not going to reason with my toddler at all because he's unreasonable, but I'm definitely not going to reason with him about this. He loves bath time. He loves swimming in swimming pools. He loves swimming in lakes. He loves jumping in puddles. He loves the water. So, a lot of the stuff where, explaining drowning equals death is not going to work for him at this age group. At an older age, it will, and at an older age, I'll address that in that way. The best thing that we could think to do at this point in his development and in his life was basically get him some awesome swimming lessons. We got him into, my sister teaches infant swimming rescue or infant swimming resource self-rescue lessons. And it's like 6 weeks, 10 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And it's only 10 minutes a day because it's pretty intense. It's like swim lessons on steroids, and it's all about self-rescue. And it teaches kids to respect the water, be comfortable in the water, and from the standpoint of not panicking, but the swimming lessons themselves are hard enough that kids have a healthy respect for the water itself, and they're not flippant about going in the water, not afraid. But it literally culminates the last week with them going into the water in both summer clothes and in winter clothes, to include jacket and hiking boots, and having to float above water, face up, breathe, roll over, doggy paddle over to the side, and extricate themselves from a pool, to where if they find themselves unexpectedly in a body of water, they can maintain their calm, stay above water, get to the side of the pool, and yell for help. And that is so that is the way that we chose to address this card. And we've effectively, as best we can, checked that block, in addition to watching him around bodies of water, latching pool gate latches, and then teaching him how to self-rescue. We've done everything we can on that one. And then, so additionally, some other stuff that we need to do with him, and maybe I'll be back in a few months to tell you how I decided to attack these problems, was here's one. It's about dogs. We have a dog. My toddler loves dogs. But the problem is as these prompts on the back you lay out, being careful about petting dogs around their faces, not petting strange dogs unless you know it's safe. So he will run up to any dog. Now, right now he's at an age where I'm always right on top of him, and I'm generally going to be the one to pet the dog first and make sure it's okay. But there's coming a day when he's going to get away from it. He's going to pet a strange dog without my notice. It's just going to happen. So I've got to figure out how to reason with a 2.5-year-old supremely unreasonable person, and convince him to be cautious and respect dogs. Not fear them, but respect them. And I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but I'm going to tackle that as soon as I possibly can, because he's in prime irritated dog and get mauled age at this point in time, not knowing any better. So I got to figure that out. Additionally, with my toddler, I live in a very rural area. We have a ton of venomous snakes. Now, we try to be right on top of them anytime we're in high grass or anything else, but his instinct, if he were to see this snake, being the little Viking baby that he is, would be to grab that snake and whip it around over his head. No healthy respect for snakes at all. So I've got to figure out in the next 6 months or so, as he gets older and more independent, how to fundamentally get him to respect snakes. And that's going to be important. And I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but I'm going to have to spend some brain power thinking about it. And fortunately, those are two things that, especially this one, like two things that I hadn't necessarily thought about until I opened this deck of cards. So again, I've derived a good amount of value from these cards. I have been able to hit on some areas that I've not touched on with our toddler, who's again in that stage of like burning down the house and with him in it every day. And then I've found some stuff that I've got to think about in the future. And smart choices help me do that, and I think it's going to continue to help me do that as he grows up. So I hope that you'll take a look at smart choices. I hope that you'll put some time and energy into it and see how it works for you. And I hope you have as much success and luck with it as I have, because I'm a huge fan. And I really appreciate Shelly and Brian coming up with such a fantastic product. So best of luck to y'all in the future. Good luck in keeping your kids safe, and God bless y'all.